Greetings and welcome to Sexy Voices of Hollywood with your hosts Robert Taylor and
Yayoi Winfrey.
Every other week on this show, we'll present another sexy voice of Hollywood.
This week's guest is Tomikita. Besides having a sexy Hollywood voice, Tommy is an internationally known musician and self-confessed bad boy. You can find out more about Tommy by checking out his Facebook page, which is Tommy, spelled T-O-M-I, last name is spelled K-I-T-A, Tomikita, on Facebook.
That link will be posted on our YouTube page, Sexy Voices of Hollywood. Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Hey, greetings. What's up, guys?
Hey, man. Thanks for coming on
Tommy.
tonight. Yeah, nice to have you, man.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah.
One of the things about this particular show is that you're in South Korea, Busan.
Yeah, I am. I'm not actually in Seoul, Korea right now. I've done that Busan show. We just got off that tour, so I'm back. So yeah, I'm calling you long distance right now.
Nice.
Never done a long distance phone interview like this before, but it's exciting.
This is the very first for us as well, man. Quite a pleasure. Quite an honor.
I'm excited too.
Cool.
Quite an honor.
I'll say honors with me as well. Honors on my side as well. So it's all good. Thank you.
So I guess in the traditional Korean, 안녕하세요 or 안녕하십니까?
안녕하세요, 안녕하십니까. Same stuff.
네.
안녕하세요, Robert. Your pronunciation is amazing, by the way.
Well, likewise, I've heard, and 고맙습니다, and
You know what's funny is, what's really funny is when I got connected with you, I called you and you answered by saying 안녕하세요. I thought you were Korean, so I thought that was pretty funny. Your pronunciation is really good.
Well, thank you. The thing that impresses me about you, and that I've heard from other interviews, you've done a lot of interviews, and you're all over the web, is that you actually, I found out, you actually speak Korean and Japanese.
I speak mostly. I speak great Korean and just a bit of Japanese, but mostly Korean.
Nice.
I'm Korean by blood. Yeah.
Or I should say, konbawa, since it's evening for us, but it's Ohayo gozaimasu for you, where you're at, right? It's in the morning. You're talking to us from Sunday morning, and you're in the future, and we're in the past on Saturday night.
Right, exactly. So this is really interesting, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's 12:20 now in the afternoon now. It turned to an afternoon, but it's great.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in the studio all night, presently working on my new record out here for Korea, so just woke up for this interview.
Okay,
but it's cool. It's
thank you.
worth it.
We appreciate that. So, Tommy, what exactly makes you a bad boy? Is it having sex with your wife that, it has been reported?
I don't know where that came from, but that definitely came from that writer. I guess they wanted to sell more magazines, but, it's just... one thing I have to say is, you can never trust what you read. I guess let me see, how can I answer your question of being a bad boy? I guess it's just me enjoying my daily spankings being tied down to a bed from a woman looking like Beyonce. There's nothing that pink magic panties with. Does that make me a bad boy? I'm just joking.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I never really consider myself as a bad boy. I'm just too good to be like that, I guess. Yeah, I'm a good boy.
Well, you do tend to have a lot of photos of yourself shirtless. Maybe that's part of it.
Oh, it was just a message at the time. And that's just like a long time ago. That article was just from ages. It was a philosophy that I had towards the record that I made at the time. The album was entitled Light in the Skies, and it dealt with spirit. It was more, it had a message saying pretty much we come here naked or we're going back naked. So it was a philosophy that I had at the time, and that was the type of music that I was doing. It wasn't really new age, but it had that intentions and more of a spiritual message beyond the lyrical content as well as the music. So yeah, that was the concept. But other than that, you saw the pictures. I'm looking pretty skinny there, man.
Well, I mean.
So, it's not about looking sexy at all,
I mean, look, man. I mean, in the 21st century world, I mean, as a man, and look, hey, I mean, you look pretty handsome, man. I mean, you look great in that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll take that compliment.
Indeed, and
It's always grateful.
Well, the other thing I picked up on is that for a time you were considered to be the Prince. You know, like the musician formerly known as Prince, the Prince of
I love Prince.
of Asia. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Prince. It's just, all those statements were written by, the writer at the time, whoever that was interviewing me at the time. I don't want to say out his name, but anyways, it was just part of, they needed someone Asian to be different in Hollywood. They needed a bad boy, especially that magazine wanted a hero of someone that being bad. And, they had this image of Asian guys always being, timid and quiet and just, pretty much always just work-oriented, So at the time, I came along with that, I had long hair back then doing as a musician, so I guess, it was a good example to portray this image of this radical musician, young musician in Hollywood, Asian musician, living the rock star life, which wasn't true, but, they made it up. So I thought it was pretty funny. I was pretty angry at first. I saw the article, and I was really disappointed in how they, in a way, turned me into an animal. But, so I was going to take some legal actions at the time, but, I just let it go because it's just part of my journey as a musician, and, I thought it was pretty funny, and it was really interesting as well, so.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Definitely. Sounds.
I don't take it seriously, because like I said earlier during our conversation, you can never believe everything you read, and it's up to the writer, and I kind of gave him that freedom, so it's cool.
Right on.
I mean, everybody knows, there's all types of magazines and newspapers out there that doesn't have 100% true information.
So yeah. We're certainly.
I try to take it positively.
Yeah, definitely.
Try to take things positively, even from the negative. There's always a positive side to it. So.
Right.
My reaction towards it. So I was really happy with the photos on the magazine. What they mentioned about me, about doing certain activities which I never even heard of. But it's just part of. That's what they had to do. They needed this Asian bad boy at the time, so they put me on the cover because they contacted me for my music originally. So I thought it was going to be an interview focusing on the type of music that I was doing as an artist. But at the time, I was living big, of course, as a musician. I was somewhat successful of what I was doing. But anyways, they over-exaggerated a few situations. They added certain parts that didn't really make sense, but, it just made it more interesting and more crazy, I guess. It's what it is.
Yeah. All negativity aside, the way I read it was, it sounded like a movie, and I was, I'm glad that we've heard it from the man himself, Tomikita, and it's been clarified for us. Yeah, no,
Yeah, little things like I did drive a BMW, but on my BMW, bulletproof. I never heard of a bulletproof BMW. I've seen one in one of the James Bond movies, but other than that, why would I need a bulletproof?
Yeah, well, that part of it sounded kind of cool, But
it's cool.
Yeah.
It sounded like one of those Japanese cartoons. So when I read through it, it looks like one of those Japanese cartoon characters.
Okay.
You mean like an anime character?
Yeah, if they would have turned it into like an animation character of Tomikita, in Hollywood, I don't know.
Well, a lot of musicians in America, they're actually, as I'm sure you're well aware, that's kind of something that they're doing now. Instead, they kind of forego that like $500,000 million MTV budget, and they'll just do kind of like an animated version. But speaking of which, you started your musical career at age 14. What was that like?
Oh, everything was fresh at that age with everything, I guess. But it's fun, and I pretty much went where my music took me. But now I pretty much go where the Benjamins take me. So it's a different story now. But yeah, we were supposed to laugh. Sorry.
No, yeah, that's
but
great.
anyways, it was a joke. But everything's fresh when you're young. Obviously, at the age of 14, just everything sounded fresh, and everything that I did with my instruments was fresh. So it's good. I'm still appreciating what I'm doing right now, but it's on a different level. I'm not saying it's greater or less. It's just different than before. So yeah, it was cool. So that's why I stuck with it. So I'm still a musician up to this date now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you're hugely popular overseas. When are we going to see you on this side of the ocean, over here in the West?
Well, hopefully soon.
Tours
I really miss performing in the States, but it's just, Korea's been pretty much keeping me busy. I was just recently on tour for the last 2-3 months straight, and I mean, it's a lot of fun, but I do miss performing overseas in the States. I did a few shows in Europe last year, but I mean, it was just for attending a few festivals here and there, but I do miss just, performing for the Western audience, which I used to do at my, younger age. But yeah, hopefully soon. Nothing set up at the moment, nothing solid at the moment, but we're looking into setting up a little tour in the States as well.
Now, something that I kind of read into is that, and I'm sure this is true throughout Korea, but especially, at least from what I've heard, on the east coast of Korea, you're known as, like, you're the man. Like, you have this history. Well, yeah, I mean, I saw the video where you're on, the street, and you're kind of, you got the Christian crucifix, doing the Christian rock music, playing the guitar, you're rocking the mic, and it's like you're really putting it down in a really vivid, very surreal, very somber kind of way, and you're just kind of looking up at the sky, you got the dark sunglasses, and it's like you're reflecting upon past times, and then also looking forward to the future. And by the same token, I hear that when it comes to the different festivals and the different events, you do some kind of business networking.
I dealt with a lot of different artists in the States, such as Kirk Franklin, which I really love. I mean, a great friend of mine. Just several different artists, bands such as SVOH, bands from the 70s, such as Beef Garrett. It's just all personal friends of mine that I got connected organically, and I pretty much hooked them up with shows out here. I am involved in connecting certain artists to more like what talent agencies do, such as William Morris or certain companies in the States. But it's nothing major like that. It's more on a personal level. So I connect, bands that wants to play out here in Korea because I'm a musician out here, and I'm well connected out here with different promoters, concert promoters, and record companies. So I go back and forth to the States all the time. So it's just like, as a Kyopo, that's what we call Korean Americans. It's just like, I don't know exactly where my home is because all my family's in the States. I'm out here. The music pretty much brought me out here. So, my life's been, for the last 10 years, just been going back and forth. And I've spent so much time on the plane. My mileage is ridiculous, So I pretty much go back and forth a lot. So I do have friends in the States. I do have a lot of friends here in Korea. So organically, I would connect certain bands or certain musicians that want to play out here in Korea, vice versa. So that's pretty much what I do on a personal level, not much of a business level.
Very nice. Music aside, you're quite an athlete. Do you still practice taekwondo?
Only in bed. I'm just kidding. This corny joke, man, it's not working.
There's that bad boy again.
It used to work. Dude, that's the thing. This is how I was joking around when I did my interview back then. So, it turned into something hilarious. And, it was an older Korean gentleman who did this interview. And I guess he didn't get it, so he was writing all this crazy stuff. But anyway, I guess these corny jokes aren't working with you guys anymore, so I'm going to stop doing that. I don't work out taekwondo anymore, but I do work out at the gym all the time. I just bed. Healthy is really important, so I try to eat good and, work out.
I wasn't certain. I had kind of thought that you were at that advanced level, and I thought that was, part of your history.
Well, taekwondo played an important part of my life at an early age when I was growing up. Before I fell in love with music, especially, I've had an interest. I've always wanted to be a martial artist all my life, and I wanted to be a martial art actor as well. So music was it just played a stronger role, and I decided to follow my musical journey instead of taekwondo. So I kind of let that go, because you have to let one thing go to enhance the other.
Right. Fascinating.
Yeah, that's true. So, Tommy, how long did it take you to grow all that hair? Because you have some long hair.
Well, that was a long time ago. I have it short now, so I've had it short for over 10 years now. Yes, and I don't know why I grew all that hair before, to be honest. But I just liked it. I mean, I have a lot of hair, so I kind of enjoyed growing my hair at the time because I think that's what I was into at the time. But just looking back, I don't know why I had it so long for such a long period of time. I like it short now. I think I'm going to keep it short forever. Yeah.
I think it's cool that you have the past present, and the future. You have all those things interwoven into one, so people can see the evolution and the genesis of Tomikita. You have quite an extensive history, and in all seriousness,
Thank you.
Indeed, how's everyone doing in Korea in light of the tragedy in Japan?
Well, I mean, it's over sadness, indeed, and it's just, my heart broke down when I heard what was going on, and, it's just, everybody's, more than disappointed with the situation, obviously. I mean, that goes for everywhere in the world, but I think there's got to be a string of light somewhere in this darkness, and there's got to be something positive out of the situation, so, we're all just hoping and praying. I mean, it's a huge Christian community out here in Korea, so everyone's praying for Japan. And aside from praying, there's a lot of celebrities, a lot of artists and sport people that are involved in sports that are donating a lot of funds to devastation in Japan and the crisis. And I don't know, it's just, I think it goes for, it's the same everywhere in the world. It's not only for Japan, but, we're going through some major changes, a big shift in our generation. So I think, especially during this time, we all need to unite as one. It doesn't really matter where we come from or what background or whether we're here in Korea or in Japan or in the States. I think it's really time that we need to kind of chill for a moment and just connect with God, our Maker who created us, and just unite our prayers and unite our energy to really focus on helping each other. And there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. So it's just, I do not want to let that hope go. I believe I have certain personal friends that I can't really even get in touch with right now in Japan, and it really worries me. But all I can do right now is pray and do certain things physically that I could do possibly from the point that I'm at. So I'll help out much as I can. But other than that, just praying, just waiting, searching for that string of light.
That's heavy. Words of wisdom, inspirational words.
No, thanks. I mean, you guys are taking this so positively, and your compliments I'm so grateful.
Well, we're grateful to have you on the show.
Oh, I mean, it's grateful, that I'm hooking up with you guys and doing this interview. Clarifying that magazine article was something that I always wanted to do, too.
Definitely.
I never really talked about that, on different interviews that I did, but since you brought it up before our pre-interview, I thought it was a great idea. I just let it go. I let things go because out of a negative situation, there's always something positive. And I know, I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. Is I know from this darkness that we're going through right now, there's got to be a light, and I believe something positive is going to come out of the situation.
Indeed, and that's one of the things about SVOH, Sexy Voices of Hollywood. When people search for Tomikita, they will now hear the truth from the man himself, and they'll see this other article, and they'll be able to compare and contrast and juxtapose the two, and they'll know it's an old article, but this is the man, and he's telling the true story. And he's saying, look, none of that stuff. Look, this is the real Tomikita. Check him out on Facebook.com, Tommy.Kita. You listen to all of his music. And the genre of your music, do you want to clarify this for people who are interested? For your audience and for our audience, what is the exact genre of Tomikita's music at the present moment in time?
You know what, it's really hard to say because I've done so much different genre of music. Recently I just did a side project called Diamond Effect. It's a total trance electronica project with a DJ friend of mine, Dr. Kwan. It was just a duo, and he did the DJing, and I would play guitar and sing. So we did something that was very experimental. Before that, I released a CQM album, which is just my heart. I wanted to, since I believe in God, I wanted to create an album that just expresses my love towards my religion and my God. And before that, I did something that was totally dark and aggressive and heavy. So, I like doing all different types of genre of music, and I appreciate all kinds of music. So I guess my genre is just rock, I guess, alternative rock, electronica, alternative rock, but I don't know, I appreciate all kinds of music, and I do all kinds of music, and I think I don't think it's negative in any ways to do different types of genre of music, because I just appreciate different type of music there is to offer. I even love hip-hop to pop to, heavy rock stuff, and just, I'm all into different music now. I love jazz music too,
You sound very eclectic, and there's one more point that I'd like to clarify, knowing something about your background myself, and so that the world can know as a whole. Diamond Effect, the group, the two-man show. Can you explain that concept for our fans in relation to Tomikita and Diamond Effect? What is the two-man show that we hear about?
Oh, the two-man show is a tour that I did. I just recently got off. It was an amazing tour. It was just so much fun. Dr. Kwan is a DJ, and he's a producer as well. You know, I'm a musician, rock musician, and a producer as well. So we got connected, and we wanted to do something that was electronically oriented with trance and pop based. So we created something. We put something together in a few months called Diamond Effect, and we decided to record material that we were creating. So once that album was released, I had an offer for a tour from a record company, so we accepted it, and so we did it. And you know, it's just Dr. Kwan. You know, he makes the tracks, he does this, he DJs, and I play guitar and sing. So it's a mixture of rock, pop, trance. It's a mixture of a whole bunch of different genre all in one. So yeah, you can check it out on my Facebook or in YouTube.
That's amazing, and I have checked it out. We want for all of our fans around the world, around the globe, to check out this new hybrid rock alternative form of music coming from Tomikita and his fellow band member.
I can't really consider myself as a Christian artist. I am a Christian by heart, but I have respect for all religions as well. It's not like I'm a Christian musician. I don't really consider myself as a Christian artist. I have my strong relationship with God on a personal level. I appreciate all kinds of music, and the type of music that I do, I can't really say it's Christian. I did release a Christian album that was on the side project that I did. That effect has nothing to do with Christianity. It's just trance, electronica, alternative pop album. And I think this is what's going on. I think it's not just with me or with Diamond Effect, but just with everyone in general. The whole world is uniting, and music itself is uniting as well. I mean, you see even in your mainstream hip-hop music, you got the rock flavor happening, you got the trance happening. Just everything is all gluing together. It's just all transforming into one. And even in rock music you hear today, I mean, it's all combined. The melody line, the vocal structures, the lyrical content, it's all similar. So I think we're all going into one big unity. So music itself, that's why I think genre, one day, I don't know when exactly, but I think it's just there's not going to be any type of genre. It's just going to be just one music that pretty much has everything. Kind of like your iPhone, which has all the apps. Now you can do everything through your iPhone or your iPad, or I think music itself, even genre, style of music, is just all uniting into one.
Very thought-provoking. Very thought-provoking.
Thanks.
Tommy, listen, man, it's just been absolutely just wonderful that you've been able to come on the show with us in light of everything that's been going on around the world, and we're in all these different time zones, and you found the time, man. I cannot overemphasize how appreciative and how honored I am, and Yayoi, I know I can speak for her because she's my lovely co-host, and she can, say this herself.
Oh, pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure's mine, Robert. I thank you and Yayoi. I think you guys are great. I checked out Yayoi's site, movie Watermelon Sushi is amazing, and I was really impressed by it. And I'm really glad that I met you guys. And aside from this interview, I really hope we could stay in touch and maintain our friendship, and hopefully see each other offline one day soon.
Absolutely, indeed, certainly. And are there any special projects that you have coming up that you want for your fans to know about in particular? Are there any particular specific upcoming projects that we want to let the fans around the world know about? Our fans, your fans, the world. What do you have forthcoming that we want for people to
I'm releasing my remix album, Retrack, Tomikita Retrack. It's a Korean album that I'm releasing next week. After that, I'm going to be working on a new record, a new Tomikita record for the States and for Korea. So, that's not going to be done till a few months from now. So, until then, just the Tomikita Retrack album, and also the Diamond Effect album, which was just released not that long ago. You guys could all check it out. It's fun music there. So,
yeah, great.
I would very much appreciate it if you guys could check it out.
Definitely.
And, we could all connect through music.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We've checked it out. Certified, bona fide. Yep, in fact. So, everybody, check out the past releases of Tomikita. Check out these upcoming releases. Check out Retrack by Tomikita. We're all pumped up about it. Thank you, Tommy, for being on the show.
Yeah,
by the way,
thank you so much, Robert. Yayoi.
By the way, you know what's coming up? You do have a sexy voice.
Oh, thanks. man. You guys too. You guys are all sexy. We all sexy.
Yeah, everybody's sexy, man.
Yeah, of course.
That's right.
The sexiness comes from the heart, man. If we have a beautiful heart, we all sexy.
Like that.
Words.
I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Is it okay?
Oh yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah, by all means.
I just want to say one thing to everyone who's listening. It's been amazing hooking up with Robert and Yayori. You guys are three great. I'm calling from Korea right now, and we are going through a lot of devastation here in this part of the world. Not feeling it as much here in Korea, because even if we're so close to Japan, I just hope everyone prays for Japan, and prayers should never stop until we find a certain solution or light. And through the grace of God, I'm sure that we will find peace and light within a certain time period that He has in mind. But I know we're going through a lot of hard times these days. It's very easy to not appreciate the things that we have. I think it's time for us to appreciate everything that we have, and rather not complain for what we don't have. So I just want to say, keep up some positive attitude. I mean, what I do is music, so we could all connect through music. It's all grateful on my end. Other than that, as a human, as human nature, as we connect through music, I think we should really unite and focus on helping each other out, especially Japan, and not only Japan, but where help is needed around the world. I don't want to sound too deep or trying to sound too philosophical. I'm just being honest. This is just all that's been in my heart and my head. So, basically, even during this interview, all I can really speak about is what I feel for Japan or for what's going on in the world. So, just much love and blessings and prayers to be on for Japan and for the world.
Wow, deep, ultra deep. Much love to Tomikita, and our hearts go out to victims in the earthquake, Japan, and people suffering around the world. Nonetheless, true words of peace. Tomikita. That's it, folks, and please join us next time for another Sexy Voices of Hollywood.